We are standing with Uvalde in the wake of that scathing new report on the tactical response to the shooting at Robb Elementary. The report by a training center at Texas State University concluded some lives could have been saved had the response been better.
Authors of the 26-page report said their findings were based off video taken from the school, police body cameras, testimony from officers on the scene, and statements from investigators. Among their findings, one of the officers could have easily killed the shooter before he ever got inside the building.
Families of some of the victims expressed their disgust and outrage to CNN's Shimon Prokusit.
Just because of all the lies, the deceitfulness from the beginning, it was just like putting salt on an open wound. And it's just really hard because there's just so much suffering, and it's hard to grieve when there's no closure.
When you say there's no closure, what are you looking for?
I want people to be held accountable. We know that the shooter is dead. There's no one taking accountability. No one.
Javier, your daughter, right?
Yes, sir.
When you hear about some of the new information that's now come out, what are you thinking?
Well, they're pointing their fingers, you know, they did this, they didn't do that. I mean, not being in charge, I mean, whoever was there should have done their job, and they didn't, you know, whether it was cowardice or not wanting, I mean, they didn't follow the orders. I mean, I don't know, but all in all, they should have gone in and stopped. I mean, they're trained, that was their training, to stop an active shooter. That's the first thing they're supposed to do. And it's aggravating that they didn't do that.
Do you think the officers were cowards that day?
That day, yes. I mean, I can't say all of them, but the ones that were in there, obviously they were, because they didn't do their job.
I can't even imagine what you're thinking as a police officer when you hear about these failures.
I live in San Antonio. It took me 50 minutes to get from San Antonio to there, to come here to Uvalde. They took 77. I love my Blurs and Blue, but it's just like any profession, you know. This profession is not made for everybody. You know, it's fine and dandy, you know. You graduate from the academy, you get the badge, but when it's time to suit up, when, you know, stare death in the face, you know, they went weak on the knees.
One thing I do want is those officers that were in those hallways, I want them to resign.
So you want all those officers gone that were in the hall?
Yeah.
Yes.
The minute I heard that my mom was dead, I yelled out, I should have taken that bullet. Because I'm in the military. I know what has to be done. I signed up for that. My mom protected those kids, but no one protected her. So the whole police department here are cowards.
My daughter was a fighter. Took a little bullet to the heart and still fought. She fought hard to stay alive. These cowards couldn't go in.
Beyond heartbreaking, and unfortunately for those families, the back and forth over what happened in Uvalde continues. Today, the mayor of Uvalde, Don McLaughlin, released a statement saying, quote, "The report by the Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training Center does not give a complete and accurate account of what happened at Robb Elementary School." He says no Uvalde Police Department officer saw the shooter on May 24 prior to him entering the school. No Uvalde police officers had any opportunity to take a shot at the gunman. A Uvalde Police Department officer saw someone outside but was unsure of who he saw and observed children in the area as well. Ultimately, it was a coach with children on the playground, not the shooter. McLaughlin added, quote, "The premature release of piecemeal information or anything related to the May 24 DPS Texas Rangers investigation is a disservice to families who lost children or parents, because the true facts need to come out once all investigations reviews, which the city expects will be thorough and fair, are complete." Meanwhile, the Houston Astros Foundation wrapped its arms around the people of Uvalde today. The foundation putting together a number of fun events in the city, including this pickup baseball game. Team owner Jim Crane was on hand to show that the Astros and of all of Houston are standing with Uvalde. Now, for ways you can help the people of Uvalde, just text the word Uvalde to 713-526-1111 and we'll send you back a link.